My name is Bjorn and welcome to my open water swim tips for beginners part 2. Okay guys, so welcome back to my part 2 of my 3-part series of open water tips for beginners. Okay, so part 1 was basically where and when to go swimming. Part 2 is going to be all about equipment and part 3 is going to be swimming specific skills. Okay, so open water skills and stuff like that. We're talking about equipment today, so what I always do, I always start from the top, always at the head. When I do my transitions as well, I do exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through everything you need to go open water swimming. First things first is, if it's very cold, what I normally use is I use a Neropene surfing hat, gloves, and then I have booties as well. So the reason why I take these guys is because they're between 3 and 5 mil thick. When it's very cold, if you put your head underwater, you get this striking headache, and that's exactly what that guy is not going to let you do. Okay, what I normally do is when it's springtime, I start swimming with that. As I get into the summer, what I start using is I start using 2 swimming hats, and then as it go warmer, then I use 1 swimming hat, and so on and so on. So if you do not have the Neropene hats, gloves and booties, all the big wetsuit manufacturers, they do manufacture their own ones, which is triathlon and swim specific. So they don't come all the way down the neck, which the wetsuit one does. They actually just go behind the head and just under the chin, and it's a lot freer to be able to breathe when you do swimming in open water. Okay, now what I would recommend you do is, if you do swimming with a swimming hat, make sure that the swimming hat is very, you can see it. Okay, so if you're going to be swimming with a hat that's something like this, which is the same color as the water, if something happens, people may not see you. Okay, so very important, try and have a swimming hat that's very visible. Okay, then 2 pairs of goggles. So I have a clear pair and then I have a dark pair. So a clear pair is when it's nice and dark, not when you at nighttime or anything like that, but when it's overcast. Then the dark pair is when it's nice and sunny, so you can actually see where you are going. Then you can swim with either your tri-suit, you can have just normal swimming trunks underneath your wetsuit, and then of course your wetsuit. Okay. What I do is, again, when it comes down to me starting in May, swim with my surfing wetsuit. It's between 3 and 5 mil thick, so it keeps me nice and warm when I'm swimming. As I go throughout the springtime into the summer, I start swimming with my wetsuit. It's not as thick, but it's more flexible. Okay, so it keeps you a little bit more buoyant if you do go with your surfing wetsuit, and that helps a lot for the coldness. When I do go out swimming in the open water, I always have one of these. It's a tow buoy, so you can buy it in any shop. What I'll do is I'll link it in the comments below for you to have a look at ones. You can buy them anywhere. Any online triathlon or cycling shop should have one of these. So what I do is I take my phone and I take my keys and stuff like that, and I put it in a Ziploc bag in the tow buoy. So if something happens, I have my phone, I have my proof of identification with me if something happens. Then in there, what I do as well is I have a water bottle, just a water bottle, maybe with a little bit of drink, maybe energy drink if I'm going for a very long swim, and then just a very small hand towel. Okay, so if something happens again, I can wipe myself off, do something on my phone if I really need to. But like I said, this guy is probably the best value for money thing that you can get in terms of open water swimming equipment to be safe. Okay, so really try and get yourself one. They range from very cheap ones to more expensive one. This is an Orca one. I've had it for a very long time. You put your things inside there, you roll it up, you click it, and then what you do as well is on this guy, on the other side, you put it around your waist like that, and then you go swimming. It's a little bit restrictive on the kick, but it's not the end of the world. You can make the rope a little bit longer so it doesn't make it too hard on the kicking side of things. All right. what you need to do is have a look at your wetsuit and get in contact or go onto the website of the manufacturer of your wetsuit to see what things you can actually use on it. So what I do is, when I do go open water swimming or do my triathlons, I take Vaseline and put it around my neck, and I take baby oil and put it on my forearms and on my shins. So when I take my wetsuit off, it comes off very quick. Okay. The reason for the Vaseline around the neck is just for chafing, because the salt water really does get in there and it really hurts the skin. Cool. So now when I'm finished with my swim, there's one thing that's very important for me to actually do afterwards. So when I pack my bags for my swimming, I take 2 bottles. So 2 bottles of lukewarm water, and I put it in my bag. So when I'm finished with my swim, the fastest way I can heat up is with water. So what I do is I take the 1 bottle, put it over my head, hands and feet, so it warms up very quick, and then the second bottle I put into my wetsuit, and it makes me nice and cozy, nice and warm. Then another thing what I do as well is I try and have a cup of tea and maybe a few biscuits afterwards, just to give myself a tap on the back. And of course, don't forget your warm clothes for beforehand and for afterwards as well. You can get one of those dry robes, which is a long parka that you can put on. It basically goes from the knees all the way to the shoulders and over the head as well, and it keeps you nice and toasty as well. Okay guys, so if there's any other questions that you have, just put them in the comments below. If you want some more triathlon related stuff, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification button, and every time there's a new video coming up, you'll get a notification. I'm going to put the part 3 up in the next few days, so make sure that you have all those things clicked, and then whenever it happens, whenever it comes, then you'll get a notification. Thank you very much, and I wish you happy open water sea swimming. See you later, bye bye.